Which are the best neighborhoods for expats in Bogota?
Welcome to How to Expat. My name is Sam, and in How to Expat we help expats relocate. And in this video we're going to talk about the best expat neighborhoods in Bogota. And to understand Bogota I have to give you some kind of overview. You have many streets, and it starts with the street 0, and you have then the street 290 north, I think 290, and then to the south you have other streets. And you can pretty much forget about the whole south of Bogota because this is where like the poor people live. So when you go up the street, really the area for expats is the area on the northeast side near the hill. So the idea in Bogota is, because Bogota is a big city and it has a lot of traffic, and the idea is to be near where you work, so to live near where you work. So the idea is to stay in your little neighborhood so that you don't have to commute all the time. So we start with the neighborhood La Candelaria. So this is La Candelaria. This is, when you read about Bogota, you read about this neighborhood here, and you could think that it's a good expat neighborhood, but it's more like for tourists and backpackers because the areas are kind of notorious to be unsafe, especially during the night. So yeah, we put this neighborhood in just to tell you this is, for most of the expats, this is not the neighborhood to stay in.
So since we talked already about La Candelaria, we're going from north to south. So currently I'm here in Santa Barbara, which is another common expat neighborhood, which is really near to the Unicentro, has nice restaurants here, and it's also Strato 6, so a really nice and safe area to live in. Santa Barbara is a very residential neighborhood and a little bit tucked away, but still more or less near to the Gaiju 100. And also it is more a budget solution, but still near to the center of Bogota. So we're here in JUSAQUEN, and this is a really traditional neighborhood. It's really nice because you have a lot of restaurants, like international cuisine, and a lot of bars too. So nightlife here Friday, Saturday is crazy. There are a lot of young people, but mixed up from everywhere of the world. And so also here you can live. They have nice apartments here surrounding, so if you don't want to be in the middle of the hustle and bustle, you can move outside a little bit of JUSAQUEN, but still you're really close to the middle and can go to have a drink whenever you want to. JUSAQUEN is like a historic center with colonial buildings surrounded by a modern city. It is a pretty quiet neighborhood, but still active, especially at night. And also it is pretty much the place we prefer the most in Bogota.
So this is Rosales. It's a nice neighborhood, in a little bit of the hills and the mountains of Bogota, around the 72nd or the 82nd street of Bogota. So not too far in the north, so you're close to everything. The neighborhood Rosales itself is a little bit tucked away, so you don't have too many shops and stuff like that. But for 15 minutes walking down the hill, you could be in the shops, or take a quick taxi or Uber ride. The thing is, it's a very nice neighborhood with a lot of nice houses where you have a great view over the whole of Bogota. But it can be a little cool here because it's up in the mountain and you're more integrated in lush green and stuff like that. Rosales is surely the most upscale area in our video. It's surely not a budget option, so to find an apartment below, let's say $801,000 a month is not really common. But nevertheless, it's a very beautiful area, and if you have the budget, a very nice area to stay in as an expat.
So we're here in a neighborhood called CHICO, which is another neighborhood and is, compared to Rosales for example, more affordable for expats. And also it's more in the middle of the city of Bogota and around the street 100. So here around you're more in the middle of it, but still it's pretty quiet, and the neighborhoods it's really nice to walk here. It's green and they have beautiful gardens and parks also. So I think this is a great neighborhood for expats that don't want to spend too much but still want to be in a nice area. Chico is really family friendly, but even though it's less expensive than Rosales, still it's not really a budget option.
So we're in La Cabrera. This is more, like Chico is more residential neighborhood, and here it's more hustle and bustle. So you have a lot of more shops, you're inside of the middle, and it's surely a good thing for people that work in the 72nd Street, in the banks or something like that. It's not the most beautiful area in our video, but it's surely very functional, especially, like I said, if you work on the 72nd Street or around there. It's less expensive than, for example, Chico, but not really a budget neighborhood either, because it's very, very central located. So these were more or less the most common expat neighborhoods. Of course, Bogota is a big city, and these are not the only neighborhoods you will find, or yeah, maybe you could be interested in other neighborhoods. So I want to just touch on 3 other neighborhoods that you hear a lot when you do your research about Bogota. One is surely Chapinero. So Chapinero is really famous in the LGBT community. So it's more south than the neighborhoods we talked about before. And for me, it's kind of, especially during the night, it's kind of a sketchy neighborhood. It's not really too beautiful to look at. So yeah, that's why we didn't list it before. There's one, the neighborhood Chapinero Alto, which is on the same level of Chapinero, but in the hills. It's a nicer neighborhood, but surely for me would be too near to the sketchy neighborhoods there. So yeah, that's why I just mentioned it here. Then another neighborhood is Santa Ana. This is completely different. It's the most luxury neighborhood you can imagine. They have a lot of closed and gated communities. As far as I heard, there's just houses allowed, so no high rises. And this is surely for like if you're the ambassador of the United States or the CEO of a big airline or something like that. Those people live there. So most probably for 99% of the expats, not the way to go. And the third area I want to talk about here shortly is Chia. Chia is a little bit outside of Bogota in the north. So a nice neighborhood there. You have a lot of houses there. It's near to a school complex, which they have many international schools, like the German school, the British school, the School of New England, and everything like that. So if you want to live near those high upscale schools, it's surely an area to consider if you want to live a little bit outside of the big city of Bogota. So these were the 3 neighborhoods I shortly wanted to touch, and now we're gonna go back where we started the video. So these are more or less the best neighborhoods for expats. We want to thank BertJan and Maria. These are our partners in Bogota. They helped us a lot on our trip here to Bogota. They really took care of us well here. So yeah, if you want to find out more about the services BertJan and Maria offer in Bogota, it's in the link in the description down below. And yeah, see you in the next video.